Okay. Uh, Welcome to the first video on this channel. I'm going to be going over math. Trigonometry is the current subject, and let me just explain a little bit of the background. And I know this all looks rather complicated, so I'm just going to scroll up and we'll ignore it for a second. Or maybe I'll let you look at it while I talk. I am currently a student in college. I'm an engineering student, but I'm just starting out. And so I'm currently in trigonometry, and so that's what we'll be doing. I'm just going to be doing my homework, really, and I'll label each video or stream with whatever problems I'm working on. Like right now, we're working on reduction formulas. You can see that in my notes here. Well, double angle reduction formulas, half angle formulas. So reductions and half angles. Half angle is what we're really working on. So I'm just going to jump into the next problem and we'll get going. So, okay, my next problem says, it's number 7 on my problem. It says if cosine of 22.5 degrees is equal to 1/2 times the square root of a plus the square root of b, and that first a square root is actually a square root of that whole a plus square root of b. So I guess you should say 1/2 times a, no, maybe I said it right. A plus the square root of b, and you find the square root of that. Okay. Anyways, what we're trying to find is what a is and what b is. And so let's look into this, right? So this is a half angle, right? And it's a cosine. And so because it's a cosine, you use this right here. So we're just gonna put that up here just so we know what it is. It's plus, or, well, okay, I guess I should show you this. Cosine of theta over 2 equals plus or minus the square root of 1 plus the cosine of theta over 2, right? So we can plug that in. Notice that this is the cosine of theta over 2, which means when we plug it into our formula, we'll have to times this part by 2, okay? So 22.5 times 2, that's, oh, I could do it real quick in my head. No, it's 45. I'm at that point already where I'm just putting everything in the calculator because I'm lazy. That's okay. So 45 degrees, right? So let's write that down. So it's plus or minus. Well, I guess we can determine the plus or minus right now. So 45 degrees is right here on the unit circle, which means that the x and the y are both positive. And so it's a positive when it comes out. So positive square root of 1 plus cosine of 45 degrees. Whoa, that's a bad 5. 45 degrees. And all that over 2. And the over 2 is in the square root at this point. Okay, now the cosine of 45 degrees on the unit circle, I've memorized what that is. It's right here, and it's, well, the coordinates from it are the square root of 2 over 2, comma, square root of 2 over 2. And the cosine is the x coordinate, so right there. So I'm just going to get rid of all that, because it's distracting. That's okay though. And so we can plug that in here. So the square root of 1 plus square root of 2 over 2. And all of that is over 2. Okay. Next step. What can we do? Well, let's separate it out. So 1 over 2 plus square root of 2. So that where I'm getting that half is right here. And then when you divide the square root of 2 over 2 by 2, that actually just makes the bottom 4, right? Now we have to combine this, and this is still square rooted. And so to get this, we have to make the denominators the same number. So you would times this side by 4 and this side by 2. And so let's do that, right? And remember, when you times a side, you're not just timesing the denominator, you're timesing both. So you'd have to times this side by 2 over 2 and this side by 4 over 4. It's kind of not going to fit there, so I'm not going to put it, but times that side by 4 over 4. So that would become 4 over 8 plus the square root of 2 times 2 over 8. And then now you have the same denominator, which means you actually can add them together, right? So that's 4 plus the square root of 2 times 2 over 8. And that's all square rooted. Oh, like that. I know this is a lot of steps, but it's just what has to happen. Let's see. So we can actually factor out a 2 from this, which is great. So I'm gonna put that over to the side, and we're gonna remember the square root is there, but I'm not gonna write it for now. So we can factor out a 2 out of this top part, which leaves a 2 plus the square root of 2, right? So if you were to factor that back in, then it'd be 4 plus the square root of 2 times 2, which is great. And since that's over 8, we can get that down a little bit, which makes it a little bit healthier looking. Not sure if that's the word, but that's all right. And because we are taking this 2 out, it becomes 4 on the bottom, because 2 divided by 8 is 1/4. And so the 1 technically is up here, but 1 times whatever is the whatever. So it's gone. And then the bottom is 4. And let's remember, this is square rooted. But if we look up here at this problem, the 1/2 technically makes this the square root of a plus square root of b over 2. And we're getting pretty close over here. So we can actually take the square root of the bottom while leaving the square root of while leaving the top as a square root problem. So square root of 2 plus square root of 2 over 2, because the square root of 4 is 2. And so that now equals this. It looks like the same exact problem that we have up here, which means A and B are already there. They're both 2. Now I'm going to go plug this into my answer sheet. Correct. Awesome. Next problem. We'll do one more problem, and then I'll probably upload this video, but these videos will probably be really long as I go on. Just to start, I'm just making a small video. I usually listen to music as I do this, and that's okay. Okay, let's do this next problem though. This is problem number 8. Oh, this is a long one actually. Okay, so let's use the formula for lowering the powers to simplify the expression. So for part A, you have if cosine squared of 5x minus sine squared of 5x, oh boy, equals the function of x, then what is the function of x? That's what it's asking for. And then part B is similar to that, but we're going to work on part A real quick. I got to go reference the stuff that I've done earlier. What did I do? Okay, I just used the same formula thing. It's going to be long. Okay, we can do this. So cosine of 5x, but this is technically over 2 for the, what's it called? The half angle formula, equals square root. There's a lot of square roots in this. 1 plus cosine of 10, because technically, since it's 5 over 2, if you're just taking the regular cosine, that makes it 10. So the cosine of 10x over 2. Great. And I don't know. I'm not positive on how to get like plus or minus, because technically this is a plus or minus. But on the last one, oh, wait. Okay, I know why. Okay. It is positive, but I'll tell you why in a little bit. Okay. So now we have that, which is great. And then let's take the sine of 5x over 2, and that equals 1 minus cosine of 10x over 2. So notice with the cosine it's 1 plus, and with the sine it's 1 minus. That's just how the formula goes. Not sure why. I'm sure I could prove it if I took the time, but I don't feel like it. So, whatever. Okay, so now we have to take this, and notice that these are squared while this is not. So, what has to happen? And I'm wondering, actually, since that 2, hold on, let me look at this. It's okay. No. Okay. If we get there and it's wrong, then I'll go back and we can do it better. Okay, but notice how this is squared and this is not, which means we have to square this in order to put it into the problem, right? So the square of a square root is just what's inside the square root. So that means this is 1 plus cosine of 10x over 2 minus, because there's a minus here, and this is technically positive, right? If this was a negative, then we'd have 2 negatives and it'd be a positive, but it's not, so it's just negative. Minus 1 minus cosine of 10x over 2, which is great. These already have like denominators, but remember this negative times is the inside, so technically the positive 1 becomes a negative, and this cosine, this negative cosine, becomes a positive. So the 1's would cancel out, because 1 minus 1 is 0, and then cosine plus cosine is 2 cosine 10 of x, or I guess 2 times the cosine of 10x over 2. Now, is this our answer? That's a really good question, because usually they don't want me to include the trig function, but it just says to simplify. So I'm going to try plugging it in and see if we're right. If we can just use this as the answer. So, 2 cosine of 10x over 2. Is that right? Yeah. It went gray, which means it should accept it. I don't know if it's true just yet, but we're just going to write that up here. 2 times the cosine of 10x over 2. And then we're going to do part B because it won't let me submit it until we do part B. And if we're wrong, then we have to come back and do it all over again, which is fine. This is a process. So if cosine, so this is part B. If the cosine to the 4th power of 5x minus sine to the 4th power of 5x equals the cosine of g times x. That's complicated. Okay, it says hint for, oh wait, I guess I should tell you what we're solving for. It says we're solving for g of x. So technically this is the same thing that we were looking for up here. They just used g to call out the function instead of f, which is kind of weird, but whatever. Okay, it says hint for part B, use a to the 4th power minus b to the 4th power, which equals a squared minus b squared times a squared plus b squared. That's intriguing. I mean, also my throat is getting dry. I'm not usually talking this much during homework, and this recording has been going on a lot longer than I thought it would. 18 minutes, wow. Okay, that's okay. We can do this. Okay. Where should we start? Guess we should start with cosine again. I mean, if we look at this, these are really similar, right? And so when we plug the, okay, if we plug this all into the, what is this, half angle formula? Ooh. Uh-oh, did I just mess something up? I think I might have just messed something up. Uh-oh. Or is it recording both? Okay, I think I fixed it. Hopefully. Yeah, the double angle formulas. No. The half angle formulas. Okay. My bad. I'm confusing you and myself. But whatever. Okay. What I'm saying is, if we get the half angle formula and put it into this, it's going to be the exact same thing. The square root of 1 plus or minus cosine of 10x over 2. So we can just bring that back, and we know that this 2 of these powers are going to make it so it's no longer a square root. But then we still have 2 more, so it's technically squared again. So I guess this is where the a, here, I'll just write down what they have. They have a to the 4th power minus b to the 4th power, and this equals, as they say, a squared minus b squared times a squared plus b squared. Let me just double check that's what they have. Yes, it is, but I'm going to write it a little bit better. B squared. Still not the best, but it's better. So what I take from this is that we just plug this in to here, 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 and here. Am I getting this right? Because technically this a would be cosine, this b would be sine. Yeah, that makes sense to me. So let me write it really big and complicated so it makes somewhat sense in our head. Okay, I'm going to start way over here. So this will be 1 plus cosine of 10x over 2. Wait. And because this is just a regular squared, it just gets rid of the square root. It doesn't square it again. Like I was originally thinking I would do it. But then that's minus the sine, which is 1 minus cosine 10 of x, or cosine of 10x over 2. And then times that by 1 plus cosine of 10x over 2 plus this time. I'm actually going to see, can I move this? I'll move it up a little. Yeah, that's probably fine. What was I saying? Oh, okay. I got it. 1 minus cosine of 10x over 2. Okay, let me just see if you guys are following along. I mean, I can't really see because... anyways. Okay. Where I got this is exactly this, right? This is that same formula that we got for part A. And so if we look at that, that actually equals this right here. So we don't even have to like think about it. We can just put it down. It's already there. Over 2. And then this is times the, like pretty much the opposite. It's like plus instead. So let's see. That'll be 2 plus 2 cosine of 10x over 2, right? I guess I didn't really need to write it up there. I could just write it down here. So 2 plus 2 cosine 10 of x. And that's all over 2. Okay. Wowza. You know what I just realized? This 2 can actually be divided out. So that actually equals just the cosine of 10x. That's great. Let me redo this one then. cosine of 10x. That's awesome. All right, that makes it a lot easier, I think. A little bit. Okay. Unluckily, this does not divide out. Well, we could make it divide out. Let's make it divide out. Here, we'll put it in blue over here to the side. So 2 times 1 plus cosine of 10x, right? Yeah. So that technically cancels out the 2's. So if we go back to black, and that's cosine of 10x times 1 plus cosine of 10x. Awesome. We're doing great now. All right, cosine of 10x times 1, obviously cosine of 10x, right? But cosine of 10x times cosine of 10x, what is that? That is cosine squared of 10x. And I think that might be our answer. So I'm gonna just arrange it so the highest power is first. Cosine squared of 10x plus cosine of 10x. Okay, I'm gonna circle it. That's our answer, and that's our answer. Okay, now I'm gonna go plug it in, see what we get. So the first one is cosine of 10x, and the second one is cosine squared of 10x plus cosine of 10x. Submit. Wrong. How did we get it wrong? How did we get that wrong? This is frustrating. This is going to be happening a lot, where I get so far into a problem, get it looking right, make it look awesome, and then find out that it's wrong. Now I'm a little frustrated because I didn't want this first video to be too long, and now it's going to be. Okay, in the hints, it's telling me that I need to recall a formula. Oh, would you look at that, guys? Cosine squared of theta minus sine squared of theta is equivalent to cosine of 2 theta. Oh, that's frustrating. Okay. Well, that's really annoying. Okay, so it's cosine squared of 5x minus sine squared of 5x. So that technically equals cosine of 2 times 5x, which is just cosine of 10x, obviously. Where is it going with this, though? Right? Because that gives me the same answer that I had before. Oh, wait. Okay, I think I know where I went wrong on the second part, but this first part, I feel like it should actually be that. There's no... Because, okay, we've got the double angle formula, right? No, the double angle formula of the cosine. So it's the cosine of 10x. And so technically, that, right off the bat, equals f of x, right? Or do I need to solve for x? Oh, this got me thinking harder than I wanted to think. That's okay. We'll figure this out. How many times have I said that? So in the tips and stuff, it's showing me like the Pythagorean theorem on the unit circle, which I don't recall seeing that in here. Apart, like, you have your double angle formula, right? Which is this one. That's the one that it's giving me there. But then this is the same thing except squared. I feel like that'd still give me the same thing. Hold on. I'm going to pause. I'll be back in a second. Well, can I pause? I don't think I can pause, actually. Maybe I'll have to edit. I don't know. If somebody's really smart, they've already come up with a solution. I'm sure it's like staring me in the face and I'm just not getting it. Okay, because we know that that is 2 times the original, so 10x. I'm there. Okay, so what is next? It says to complete part B, begin by factoring the expression on the left side. Okay, so maybe we should just do that to begin. So we just take this and we factor it out as this right here, but we'll actually write it out. So cosine squared of 5x, right? Yeah. Minus sine squared. Ooh. Sine squared of 5x times cosine squared of 5x plus sine squared x. And then what is it telling me to do from here? Oh, you know what? Oh, would you look at that? Okay, wait, hold on. Real quick, I did forget to put a 5. 5x. Okay, so we have cosine squared plus sine squared, and that on the unit circle equals 1. Does the 5x affect it? I don't think it does, right? Because that's just saying like maybe how big, well. Okay. I think I get what it's saying. So this first part right here is actually that, right? But the second part is literally just the Pythagorean identity, not the theorem, but the identity, which is cosine squared of x plus sine squared of x equals 1. And so that's literally just saying this is 1. So the whole thing is cosine 10 of x plus 1. Or times, not plus. So it's literally just that. Like, that's the answer. But that doesn't answer my question. Okay, let me at least try that. No. It didn't. Maybe hold on. Maybe I'm inputting it wrong. Like, maybe I have to put. No. Okay. I'm rather upset. Why is it doing this? That should be the answer. Like, even in like the help guide. Oh. Wait. Okay. Okay. Okay, well, I know. Okay. I feel like an idiot. So technically, this cosine of 10x equals the cosine of g of f, or function g, or whatever you want to call it. So that means g of f equals 10 of x. But that does not answer this one unless I wrote it down wrong. I wrote it down wrong. Okay. This is supposed to be the cosine of that. So the answer is 10x for both. Let's input that. 10x, 10x. Okay. That was correct. I feel rather dumb because I just forgot to take the cosine out. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, well, thank you for watching me struggle on math, even though it was really simple in the end. I hope you take that advice and maybe take a step back and look at the problem. That took me 40 minutes for 2 problems. And I've got how many? I've got another 11 for this unit, and then I have another unit that is also due. So I'm gonna get to work, put some music back on, and stop dilly-dallying. So I will probably upload more. See you then.